Why are we breathing into our balls? I'm coming to you live out here in Echo Lake, Camp Echo Lake in Warrensburg, New York. I am at Elliot Hulse's Grounding Man. I've been following my content. You'll see a lot about the divine masculine, grounding through bioenergetics, breath work, and understanding the psyche of the man, of the masculine energy. And wow, in this video I'll be talking about why breath work and activating the sex center and grounding your physical body so your energy is not all up in the sky in concepts and ideas, and why this is important. And to do that, I want to talk about what we just talked about in this workshop, which was the 4 archetypes, the 4 aspects of the male psyche. And it's actually the same in women, it's just flipped. And those are king, warrior, lover, and magician. And so these are the aspects of the male psyche. The king represents being. It's the being, the stepping into full being and sovereignty, autonomy. Warrior is the doing, the discipline and the action, the going out into the world, saying yes and no. Magician is the intuition, the sensitivity, the connection to spirit and the connection to the divine. And then the lover. The lover is sensuality, going into the body, and feeling. And so these are like the 4 quadrants of the male psyche. And for the female psyche, and actually the unconscious of a man, if you're familiar with the work of Carl Jung, you know the anima and animus, there's an inner ruler in the man that's actually female. So the female version is queen, warrior, magician, lover. And breathing into the balls, this is very important. A lot of what we're doing here, a lot of the bioenergetics and Osho active meditations is taken from the work of Wilhelm Reich, who was the second renegade student of Sigmund Freud, the other being Carl Jung, and maybe the more dangerous one. Carl Jung was dangerous because he was activating mythological and religious ideas in a time where the medical model and scientific positivism was very important to the Victorian repressed European elite that are listening to Freud. And even Freud studying dreams is pretty radical. Carl Jung comes along, him and Freud separate because Freud is uncovering the collective unconscious, studying the archetypes. King, warrior, magician, lover. Archetypes like this that actually exist throughout human history and are told in myths and religions. And then there's Wilhelm Reich. And Wilhelm Reich is the one known for activating orgone energy and is the father of bioenergetics. His student, Alexander Lowen, actually codified it. But Wilhelm Reich, his books are actually burned in much of history for a reason, because he realized that the charging, the build, the release, and the catharsis, the relaxation, these 3 energy patterns, which is also the pattern of the orgasm, is very important and is important in all of life. It actually is beyond sexuality. It's the life force. And it's a building, a charging of energy, and then it comes down after this peak and climax of the energy and then rests. And this is how a waveform works. This is how vibration and sound work. This is how the seasons work. This is the life cycle of an organism. This is the life cycle of a star. All life and all matter are following an energy cycle. And Wilhelm Reich took all these psychological, psychoanalytic concepts and brought them back down into the earth, into our feet, and as men, into our balls. Literally into our balls. Shout out to Elliot Hulse. If you go to the Mystic Misfit page, we finally did our live interview with him after years of waiting. And so breathing into your balls, literally, are you breathing deep right now? Are you breathing into your throat? I'm just up here. Or am I breathing into my chest? Or my belly, even better, I'm getting closer to the pelvic floor, the seat of the energy, the seat of the Kundalini in the Indian tradition, the seat of the deep chi, the Dantian in the Taoist tradition. And once you reach the pelvic floor and breathe all the way down into your balls as a man, you're breathing life force, you're breathing real energy. That's where real power comes from. Not aggression and heady, very like clingy, ungrounded energy that causes so much of the violence in the world. This is really the belief that we're uncovering. We're also studying Joseph Campbell, Robert Moore, The Hero's Journey. Robert Moore talking about the need for grounded masculine elders in the world, the need for rites of passage and initiation for the monster boys that have ungrounded energy and are doing things like rape, molestation, mass shootings, child soldiers, all these things that we're seeing in the world, and this huge rise in the feminine, the Me Too, the super feminine movement, all the people tearing down Jordan Peterson right now and getting angry about the ultra masculine, you know, the red pill and the men going their own way, the gaming movement, all these things. The nexus is grounding back into your body, grounding into your biopsychic energy, not staying up in the clouds, up in concepts. And this has kind of been the curse in Western society, but it's over the whole world. So that's the work we're doing here. I love you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, share, comment on this video. Tag a man in your life that needs to hear this right now. Tag a man in your life that needs to breathe into his balls. More to come. Sayonara and namaste from NY. Peace, y'all.